On behalf of Rogini College of Engineering and Technology, myself Justin Leo, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, welcome you all for this video session on Basic Civil and Mechanical Engineering course. And the course code is B8252, Regulation 2017. So in this video session, we'll be studying about vapor compression refrigeration system in Unit 5 of Refrigeration and Air Conditioning. So vapor compression refrigeration system, this is an animation slide. And before going in depth to the topic, we just go through this syllabus as well as the objectives. So the main objective for the student on studying this fifth unit is to enable the student to distinguish the components and the working principle of power plant units, IC engines, and refrigeration and air conditioning system. So here in this unit 5, the syllabus for this refrigeration and air conditioning systems are the terminology of refrigeration and air conditioning, the principle of vapor compression and absorption system, and the layout of typical domestic refrigerator, window, and split type room air conditioner. So these are all the textbooks and the reference books for this course, Basic Civil and Mechanical Engineering. So these are all the course outcomes. So upon completion of this course, Basic Civil and Mechanical Engineering, the students will be able to explain the basic concepts of civil and mechanical engineering from Unit 1, and the students will be able to select the materials and measurement techniques used in civil engineering from Unit 2, and the students will be able to summarize the fundamental building components and civil engineering structures from Unit 3, and the students will be able to illustrate various IC engines, power plant systems and subsystems with the layout from Unit 4. And the fifth unit, which we are studying in this video session, the students will be able to experiment with the typical domestic refrigerator and the different types of room air conditioner. So introduction to refrigeration system. So what is refrigeration? Refrigeration is nothing but it is a process of providing and maintaining a temperature well below that of the surrounding atmosphere. And you can say it in other words, refrigeration is nothing but it's a process of cooling a substance. So you should also know about the refrigerators and heat pumps. So you can see here from this figure, the main purpose of this machine is to cool some object. So the machine is named as a refrigerator, and the main purpose of machine is to heat a medium warmer than the surrounding, and that machine is termed as the heat pump. So that is the difference between the refrigerator and the heat pump. So you can see here from this diagram. So vapor compression refrigeration system. So the vapor refrigeration system, most popular and it's been used in refrigeration and air conditioning for both domestic as well as the industrial applications. And here you can see this schematic diagram of this vapor compression refrigeration system in this slide. And you have this main parts of the vapor compression refrigeration system. The first part is the compressor, in which you can see the piston moving to and fro in the cylinder, and you can see the crankshaft and the connecting rod connected to the piston and the crankshaft. And you can see the condenser unit. So there's a condenser unit, and you have this expansion valve, this the capillary tube, and you have this mass flow meter and the evaporator. So these are all the main parts of the vapor compression refrigeration system. So this is that same figure that has been showed in a zoomed manner. Okay. So this is the animated view of this vapor compression refrigeration system, and this is the compressor, vapor compressor, and this is a condenser unit, and you can see there's animations of this. You have this high pressure, high temperature liquid here, and the low pressure, low temperature vapor here, and this is the evaporator unit. It's a low pressure, low temperature liquid vapor mixture, and the refrigerant coolant is supplied here. And this is the condenser unit. You have this high pressure, high temperature liquid vapor mixture. So this is normally a refrigeration unit which we use in our home. And it's a circuit diagram. You have a compressor at the lower type, and you have a condenser coil here, and you have this expansion valve and the evaporator coil. So coming to the vapor compression refrigeration system, now we are going to see the construction of this vapor compression refrigeration system. The first part is the main part is the compressor unit. So here you can see that this is a compressor unit, and this is normally a reciprocating type of compressor. And for very big plants, the centrifugal compressor directly would be coupled with high-speed rotating engines, that is, gas turbines are also used here. So this compressor and next is the condenser. So here the condenser unit, it is you can see here a coil of tubes made up of copper present in this condenser unit. And next is the receiver tank. It is a reservoir of the liquid refrigerant, and you have this expansion valve. Expansion is a throttle valve that this high pressure refrigeration is made to flow at a controlled rate through this valve, and you have an evaporator, and it is the actual cooler, and it's kept in the space to be cool. So this evaporator is a coil of tubes. It's made of copper. So these are the basic constructions. And now coming to the working of the vapor compression refrigeration system. So here the low pressure refrigerant vapor which comes out of this evaporator is made to flow into this compressor. And here this compressor is driven by a prime mover. So in this compressor, the refrigerant vapor which comes out from the evaporator is compressed. And once after it's compressed, the high pressure refrigerant vapor from the compressor unit, this is a compressor unit. So from this compressor unit, it is then passed through the condenser. So the refrigerant gives out the heat it had taken in the evaporator, and the heat equivalent of work done on it on the compressor. So this heat is carried by the condenser medium, which may be air or water. So what happens is the high pressure liquid refrigerant then would enter this expansion valve. So this valve would allow the high pressure liquid refrigerant to flow at a controlled rate into the evaporator. So while passing through this valve, this liquid would partially evaporate, and most of the refrigerant is vaporized only in the evaporator, so at a low pressure. So again in this evaporator, this liquid refrigerant would absorb latent heat of vaporization from the material which is to be cooled, and thus the refrigerating effect is obtained. And then the low pressure refrigerant enters the compressor and this makes one cycle, and again this cycle is being completed. So with this we come to an end with this video session of the 5th unit. So thank you and have a